We are back. Journey to 600. Today we're going to be talking about the Americans with Disability Act. It is designed to provide clear and comprehensive national mandate for the elimination of discrimination. It was signed into law in 1990. It has 5 different titles: employment, public services, public accommodations, telecommunications, and miscellaneous. First off, talking about ramps, the minimum width of a ramp should be 36 inches, and handrails are required if the rise is greater than 6 inches or the run is greater than 72 inches. There should be a landing at the top and the bottom of the ramp always, and the landing should be 5 feet by 5 feet, and there should be a landing every 30 feet of run. So each landing should be a minimum of 5 feet by 5 feet or 60 inches by 60 inches. In this picture, the run is 6 feet, therefore the rise is 6 inches. So the rule is 1 inch of rise per 1 foot of run. Doors, services, and hallways. So the doorway width is a little bit smaller than the hallway clearance. So doorway is 32 inches in width. Hallway clearance is 36 inches in width. For the threshold, less than 3/4 inch for sliding doors, less than 1/2 inch for other doors. The carpet should be 1/2 inch pile or less. So basically that's the thickness of the carpet. The thicker the carpet, the harder it is to propel a wheelchair. So that's why it's 1/2 inch pile or less. For wheelchair turning radius, it should be 60 inches or 5 feet. For reach, a forward reach in a wheelchair, low reach is going to be 15 inches, high reach 48 inches. Side reach is reaching over an obstruction to 24 inches. So that's like thinking of pressing a button, or like for an elevator, for a handicap button to open doors, things like that. So those are reasons why you're looking at the reach in a wheelchair. For the bathroom, thinking about the sink, the height should at least be 29 inches so that the wheelchair can go under the sink. The mirror/paper dispenser should be less than 40 inches so that they can reach it. The minimum depth under the sink to the back wall should be 17 inches. Again, it's trying to get that wheelchair under so they can reach the sink. For the toilet, it's going to be 17 to 19 inches. Grab bar length, at least 3 feet, 36 inches. Grab bar diameter, 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 inch. And then the grab bar placement is going to be 1.5 inches from the wall. And then measuring from the bottom, it's going to be 33 to 36 inches from the floor. For parking, the width needs to be at least 96 inches. The length needs to be 240 inches. And 2% of the total spaces must be accessible. Practice question number 1. A ramp was designed to be 10 feet in length. According to the Americans with Disability Act, which of the following is the correct total height of the ramp? A, 5 inches, B, 10 inches, C, 12 inches, D, 10 feet. I'll give you a moment to answer. Please pause if you're not ready to review. So, what is the rule for the ramps? So the rule for ramps are 1 inch of rise per 1 foot of run. So our run is 10 feet in length, so that means it should be 10 inches of rise. So B is the best answer. Practice question number 2. A handicap accessible bathroom is being built in a new building. According to ADA, what is the minimum space required to turn 180 degrees in a standard wheelchair? A, 3 feet, B, 4 feet, C, 5 feet, D, 6 feet. I'll give you a moment to answer. Please pause if you're not ready to review. So we learned about a lot of numbers today, but one of the bigger numbers that we talked about is the length for a turning radius. We talked about it in inches, but the answers are in feet, so that might be a little tricky. So 60 inches is the requirement for a turning radius for a wheelchair. 60 inches is equal to 5 feet, so C is the best answer. 5 feet is also the size of the landing for the ramp. Practice question number 3. A physical therapist was asked to serve as an accessibility consultant for a new small business. What is the minimum width in inches required for a patient to use a wheelchair in the hallway according to the Americans with Disability Act? A, 18, B, 26, C, 32, D, 36. I'll give you a moment to answer. Please pause if you're not ready to review. So the seat width for an average adult size wheelchair is 18 inches. So A is not going to be correct because that is the standard or the average seat width. So that's not going to be enough to transverse in a hallway because you have to think about the actual wheels on the wheelchair and stuff like that. So 32 is the minimum width for a doorway, and 36 is the minimum width for a hallway. So the width allows for the patient to change direction of the wheelchair within the hallway. So D is the best answer. C is a little bit of a distractor answer because 32 is that minimum width for a doorway, but a hallway is a little bit wider. 26 is still just not going to be wide enough per ADA. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. See you next time on your journey to 600.